Hiya, I'm just going to do a quick introduction to what you can expect from the National 5 Computing Science course. So the first thing I'm going to do is have a look at National 5 Computing Science on the SQA website. So you can do this for all your subjects, obviously. This is also on Firefly. It's also in a paper copy that you should have. But anyway, let's go to National 5 Computing Science on SQA. And yeah, except what have we got here? We've got the course specification. So there are other things here that are very useful on this. Past papers and marking instructions. So you're going to find them very helpful the last few years. You're also going to see coursework, which I'll explain shortly. So previous courseworks that you can look at, and a few other useful things as well. So it's a useful page for you to look at. For now, I'm interested in the course specification. So if we open that up and have a quick look through it. Now, I'm trying to zoom through this. You can read yourself, obviously. Feel free to read this in detail. I am skipping through to what I think is a particularly important bit. Okay, so first of all, the course has 4 areas of study. So software design and development, that's basically programming. For which we use at the moment a language called Visual Basic. Computer systems, that's more theory kind of stuff, how the computer works. Binary, you might remember doing that sort of thing previously. Understanding a bit about the hardware. We've got database design and development. So you may have done databases before in S2 or previously, and we will be using Microsoft Access to do that. And we've got web design and development, which you may remember doing in S1. We'll be coding HTML and CSS, JavaScript. Okay, so they're the 4 basic areas which we cover over 2 years. And a little bit further down on page 6 here, you can actually see it starts to break down. This is what we use to tell us what we need to teach you. So if you refer to this, it's actually quite useful. It's useful as a revision checklist. It's useful just to see your progress through the course and keep an eye on how you're getting on. So software design and development, you can see it's broken down. I'm not going to go through all these just now, but it's broken down into these various areas. We get some information on what you need to be able to do. You need to be able to describe, identify, read and understand a structure diagram, flowchart, pseudocode, etc. So there are quite several pages of this. This is the part that I refer to all the time, and I would expect you will find most useful. Okay, computer systems, database design and development. Again, it breaks down. Now, most of this possibly looks quite terrifying to you at the moment. That's because you haven't learnt it yet, so don't worry. You'll get there. You've got 2 years, a year and a half or so to do this. Web design and development. Okay, so for me, those are the most useful pages that you're going to refer to. And then a little bit further on, we've got the section which explains the course assessment. Now, of course, in 2020, this all went a bit awry, and the course assessment was based on our estimates, which a lot of people realised really how important prelims are, S4 prelims at that point. But for now, you just want to know what you're expecting at the end of this, how the SQA determines what grade you should get. We're obviously all aiming for A's. So you get a question paper, or you should, COVID permitting, you should get a question paper in May of S4, so whenever that is, 2022 for you guys. And it's 110 marks. Basically, you're going to get asked about all the stuff which you've learnt about throughout the year. This gives you the approximate ratios. You can see software design and development, the programming is the largest area, but they all play their part. It's got 2 sections. They don't matter too much. They should be slightly more straightforward questions in the first part. And what else? Yes, of course, you need to know it's 2 hours. So that's one that you sit in proper exam conditions, in the school hall or similar with invigilators and so on. Now the other part is the assignment. So this is 50 marks, 31% of your final mark comes from this. Now the assignment takes place in S4. You do it around February, March of S4. It takes 8 hours of class time, so over a few weeks generally. Every time you come into class you're working on this, and it gets logged as part of your 8 hours. And while you're in class, it's exam conditions, and you just work away on this. It's practical stuff mainly. You cover programming. Again, programming's about half of it, software development, and then about a quarter database, a quarter web. And then what we do is, once you've finished, we bag it up and we send it to the SQA, and they mark it, and it gets added into your final mark. And it's a big deal. If you do well in that, then you really ease the pressure for the final exam. So I think that's it. You can, of course, read through this in your own time, and you may find stuff about the assessment you may be less interested in just now, but worth having skipped through. Hope that there's loads more stuff, but loads more stuff that we're less interested in just now, loads more detail, but I hope that helps you a bit understand what is coming in the Nat 5 course. Okay, see ya.